Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Exotics Radio. It is Comfy Pants Wednesday. Just wanted to say, heyo. So today we're going to be talking about quite a bit, a few things, quite a bit. We're going to be taking Comfy Pants Wednesday is going to be designated to start taking questions. Oop, I hear myself again. Hold on a second. There we go. I had a little slight audio issue. I don't know if you guys heard it, but I sure did. Well, I guess that comes with the territory. Anyways, Eric Kirk is in the house. He's saying, "Hey, cracks! If you guys don't know who he is, go check out Podbean. He's on several shows like the Old Man Podcast or Slightly Serious Show, or even John DeVito's show. So go check out his show. He is a co-host of many different shows. He was a co-host of this show quite often. He's a huge friend of ours. Hey, Eric, would you like to come on and say hi? Would you like a link? Because we're going to be taking questions today about exotic keeping. All kinds of sorts of animals, of course. We're not going to discriminate. It's not just solely a tarantula show. Recently come to realize that even hamsters are even considered exotic. So, of course, we're going to be hopefully getting some people up in here to come and check out the show. And I do need to edit the video. Oh my gosh. I guess I'll edit it later. I'll have to remember to do that next time. You'll also find him on Trice Talk, Cummings' Culture, Just Another Day in Paradise, and many more podcast shows. Again, Eric's like the VIP of podcasting. He's on several shows and a great promoter. But he does answer quite a few questions himself. So if you guys have any questions out there, feel free to poke him or let's see if we can get him on. Yep. I just said John DeVito, the Chit Chat with the Old Man. That was the Old Man podcast. And the Slightly Serious. I just named all three of those. I'm already ahead of you, Eric, for the first time. So anyways, it's good to be here. It's good to be on a Wednesday. Like I said, traditionally this is Comfy Pants Wednesday. So you come to the podcast listening to in your most comfortable pants. I hope I'm at a decent time wherever you are at in the world. I know here in Sweden it is 9:30 at night, so of course I'm going to be in the most comfortable pants I can muster. Oh, and today is Grammy's birthday, so go check out the Chit Chat with the Old Man on Podbean and go give Grammy a happy birthday from both of us. Yeah, I completely spaced it. I didn't realize it was Grammy's birthday today. Wow. I'm slow. Very slow. I apologize. We have 3 people in the house watching the show. If you feel like you can give a shout out to yourself, say heyo, hello, or however you want to say hello in whatever language you practice or know, feel free to say so I can give you a proper shout out. Belated happy birthday tomorrow. Yep. So anyways, again, this is Comfy Pants Wednesday. We're doing exotics talk. So if you've got any questions about keeping any type of an exotic pet, and that is from, most people think of tarantulas when they see the show, but you can also go all the way from parakeets, doves to, well, let's just break down the definition of an exotic pet so you can kind of get a wider view. An exotic pet is a pet in which relatively rare or unusual to keep. In most cases, generally thought of a wild species rather than a pet. But that doesn't always cover, you don't have to think that the pet that you're keeping can always be wild. Again, parrots are pretty exotic. Like I said, hedgehogs are extremely exotic, if you ask me. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't just require 8 legs and fangs, or as the picture shows, monkeys. It can also be some people with mice, rats. Some of the more cuddly, friendlier animals. But also, there are certain species of cat out there that are also exotic. I mean, take Bengal cats. They're exotic. Very rare to get a hold of. So it doesn't have to be rare. There's a lot of tarantulas out there. I mean, exotic pet trade is a multi-billion-dollar industry, so you will always find something on that list. Oh no, I did not know that. I never heard of that. Eric was asking if I'd ever heard of the story about a mama cat nursing baby hedgehogs. No, I have never seen that or heard of that. I'm going to have to look that up after the show and check into that. We've got some people showing up. If you guys would like to, I will leave a link in the description. If not, you got to look that one. Yeah, no, I have to look that up. Hold on a second, because I want to be able to share. Hold on. I don't want to share the screen. I want to invite. Thank you very much. I'm not so good at electronics or technology. I would have a soundboard already and music playing in between, but unfortunately that did not happen again. I have to call some people. So if you'd like to come to the show, there you go. I've posted the link. You're more than welcome. Anybody and everybody is welcome to come onto the show and ask their questions about any type of exotic pet. It doesn't mean it has to be an invertebrate. It can also be anything with fur, claws, teeth, or maybe they just slither around. You never know. So hopefully Crazy Kane and Truly may visit if they're not too busy. That would be excellent. Crazy Kane's been keeping me updated on his puppy. I still have to work on his kitty cat. I've been overwhelmed. If you guys noticed, I've started a business doing art, and I do pet portraits. So, of course, this podcast is right up my alley. And Truly is and still will always be my co-host. I don't care if she's disappeared for, I don't know, years. She can always come back and take her place as an assistant or co-host. She's awesome. She's very funny. I love talking to her and having her on the show, of course. So maybe one of these years I'll get her back onto the show. That'd be great. So again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to come and join the StreamYard link, and I'll be more than happy to have you on and we can answer questions, any and all questions. And also, again, if you're just now joining the show, welcome to Exotics Radio. I am Crax, your host. It is Comfy Pants Wednesday, and this is Exotics Talk. This is where we take in questions about all types of certain exotic animals. It doesn't have to be a particular type, but everybody and anybody can come in and call and ask their questions. And then don't forget about Have a Drink With Me Friday, which is basically an interview with somebody a bit more experienced in the area of that particular animal this weekend, or I should say this Friday. We've got Scott's Animal Adventures coming on, and we're going to be talking about isopods and his collection of isopods, as well as other animals that he has, because he pretty much lives in a mini zoo. So I'm looking forward to having him on, and maybe we can talk about even some centipedes. That'll be fun. Sean Russell says, "Hi, my spider sister." So Crazy Kane has just come in. He is here with us. So I just want to say you have a very cute puppy. I've gotten the updates on that. That is absolutely adorable. Maybe if you can give me some pictures of him, I'll draw him out. I still haven't quite got to your portrait yet. I've still got two more. I've got the two in front. Still trying to get those finished. It's work, but that's all right. We will get to it, I promise. So anyways, how are we doing out here? We're doing pretty good. We've got 4 people watching and only 2 people who've said hello. Feel free, again, to say hello and ask your questions. If it's about tarantulas, I can easily answer them for the most part. I don't know everything about tarantulas. There are people out there with way more experience than me, and especially particular species, since I am not an old world fan. I mean, I do like some of my old world, some, not all. And so I keep particular old world, if that makes sense. Like I said, my love for old worlds in the tarantula world is kind of narrowed, but I do love my new worlds. Almost all new worlds are my thing, so that I have to admit that that's just how it works. Once I get a building or maybe a bigger apartment in the future, I can actually upgrade my art studio and then turn it into a bigger tarantula room. But right now I'm at my max limit. I can't have any more space. Is one thing you have to take into effect, especially since animals do grow, and once they grow they have to become an adult and they take up space. So when you get a tarantula, that's the first thing you have to understand, is they will take up space in the future. So anyways, if you've got any other type of animal, everything from fish, maybe you've got aquariums or thinking about getting an aquarium, I do have somebody coming on a little bit later who knows a bit more about that than I do. I don't know if he'll be on the show exactly, but maybe we can coax him to come on. Because, fish, believe it or not, a goldfish is considered an exotic pet. Having exotic pets, I don't think people truly understand what it means to have an exotic pet. It means a pet that is rarely kept. It's not common. Well, that's not so much true anymore. I mean, look at tarantulas. Many people have tarantulas. And then you've got the hamsters, which are sold frequently in pet stores. And then you've got guinea pigs even. But again, those are all still considered exotic pets. So welcome to the exotic pet family. If you've got anything other than a dog or cat, it's pretty much an exotic animal. Okay, so let's get back to the comments. Crazy Kane says it's all good. It's all good. Says take your time, no rush. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. As you guys know, I'm also doing portraits, pet portraits, and I was hired to do his, and so I will be working that on that a bit later. But I accepted two requests before we got to him, and so now I'm just steadily going about. We are coming up on the 11th minute of our hour-and-a-half show. If you're just coming in, please feel free to say hello in the chat. I'd be more than welcome to say hello back and give you a proper shout out. Again, if you guys would love to have a show or come onto the show, feel free. So anyways, let's see. I'm trying to think here. So anybody out there has any type of exotic pet other than a dog or cat, what would you think is an exotic pet in your own word, in your own mind? And how do you take care of it? Would you like to learn more how to take care of that particular animal? Would you like to have more segments on that? The show is pretty much geared to figuring out what we're going to be putting onto this channel more and more. I know I go to tarantulas because it's my go-to, because that's what I keep. I also keep 2 cats. They're more like 2 dogs. Or I keep 3 cats, sorry. I keep 3 cats. They're more like 3 dogs. Well, 2 dogs and a cat. The one actually, loved me when I wanted, go away for the rest. The other 2 are like, love me now. We want all of your attention. Love me now. As soon as I walk out of the studio, they all come out and say hello, except for the one who stares at me ominously from the corner of my room. And I somehow feel like I've done something wrong. If you guys ever own a cat and it looks at you and you feel like, oh crap, then you know you're a cat owner, because you've somehow cats manage to make you feel guilty, even though you've done nothing wrong. And so then you know you're a good owner because you're paying attention to their expressions. I'm a bad owner, you can tell, because I have 3 and I said 2. Oh my gosh. Then anyways, let's move past that mistake. Let's just keep going, because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be cats coming out of nowhere, kind of coming at me. If you like the show, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button for further shows. In the future, I do plan on inserting some songs. I do have a subscription and clearance through Epidemic Sounds, so I can use their music for my shows. So I do have that, and they have excellent beginner music, or I should say excellent music with beginner artists. They are top quality in my book, and I would love to show some light on them. So if you guys in the future, if you guys are paying attention, or if you guys would like, I'll send a link out for the Fat Cat Radio portion of that. But right now, my soundboard is broken, so I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to actually have somebody come down and show me how to actually use it. So anyways, what are we doing today? Again, if you guys have any exotic pets, you guys have any questions for better care, again, please feel free to actually just come onto the show and feel free to ask your questions. You can ask them in person, or you can ask them through the chat. I don't care. So, I also want to apologize for the fan in the background. If you hear a fan in the background, that's because I'm circulating warm air through my room. I have I have an apartment, and the concrete it's basically made of concrete. So if you guys understand how thermodynamics work, concrete when it gets cold emits cold. So the window seal here, even despite the heater underneath, emits a lot of cold. So when you have tarantulas, cold and tarantulas don't mix. So I have a heater that pretty much maintains a certain particular temperature in that part of the room, and a fan that carries the air throughout the rest of the room. Yes, it dries out everybody, and I'm constantly having to water everybody. It's okay. I'd rather take the 20 minutes to water, make sure everybody has water, than having at least one of them get too cold. And I'm sorry, I just can't do that. So as trying to be the responsible owner, I'm trying to keep everybody happy and myself, of course. But it is kind of a pain in the butt, when you're like, say, when your fan decides to go, nope, I'm not going to work today, and you're like, crap. So you rush into the store to buy a new one. I do have a mini fan as a backup, but that doesn't carry the air as much as my big fan. So if you, like I said, if you hear a hum, you won't hear it near in recording in the recorded shows, because I can just filter that out. So it makes a huge, huge difference in the quality. Crazy Kane says, sadly, they can't come on today because they're getting ready to go to the doctor. Well, I hope you're feeling better, or I hope everything's okay. Have a safe trip to the doctor. Oh, so again, if you like the show, please feel free to like and share the show. We've got some people watching. And again, if you have any questions about about a particular exotic pet, or if you're thinking about owning a pet and you want those animals, if you want those questions answered, please feel free to either A, ask for a link to come onto the show, or B, ask it in the chat. I'll try to answer it the best we can. I don't know everything. I promise you, I don't know everything. I'm very human, though some days I don't feel like it. I feel like more like the swamp monster coming out of the swamp, first thing in the morning, the sluggish, slow moving, the groaning. There's no words. I don't form words from my lips. It's so bad that even the cats are like quiet, but they just run for the food dish because they know exactly where I'm going to go. They just run for the food dish, and they were just waiting for me at the food for me to feed them. But they know not to make too many sounds. Crazy Kane says he'll catch you all later. Take care, Crazy. It was good to see you again. It's always good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope everything goes well at the doctor, especially in times like this. Oh my goodness. StreamYard. Okay, so again, if you guys have any questions, feel free. Let's see. I'm going to try and invite a few people and see if we can't get this keep going more and more. There we go. And let's see if we can get everything going on Instagram. I jumped on before I got Instagram going, and which really is not the not been exactly the best. I've been absolutely horrible about this. And I know it's Wednesday, so people have got things going on. So give me one teeny weeny little second. I'm trying. My phone doesn't like Discord very much for some strange reason. It's just like, no, I don't want to. And I'm like, yes, please. They're like, nope. There we go. And okay, so we got what's going on here? There's a slight lag between the StreamYard sometimes. I don't always catch everything, so I apologize if I miss anything. I don't do it on purpose. That much I promise. All right. See if we can get some other people going on here. There we go. Sent out a couple invitations on Instagram. Now I'm set. Trying to wing it for the first few minutes, and it's just like not working. Oh, so here we go. So if you guys have any questions, so for me it would be tarantula care. If you guys have any questions about tarantula care, if you just want to think about keeping a Balinese cat, I can answer questions about that. For my cats, they require a lot of energy. I have to give them exercise for at least an hour and a half. Usually it's an hour in the morning, and then about a half hour in the afternoon, sometime around noon, and then probably either another half hour to an hour of attention at the end of the day. If I don't do that, again, it's going to be my furniture is going to be destroyed. They can't sit still. They'll constantly chit chat with you, which is a trait that they carry anyways. But then they want to be around your feet. They want to be in your arms. They constantly want attention. And on top of that, they're quick to how do I say this nicely? They're quick to gain weight. So they're a very athletic breed, and so if you take an athletic breed that sits around, they just want to eat, and because these particular animals, they get bored, they just want to eat, which is really bad. So again, you just kind of have to keep them motivated, keep them stimulated, and let them work throughout the day, which is a really good thing. And then, of course, cleaning out the litter box. If you have any type of cat, I don't care what kind of cat it is, clean up the litter box daily. It doesn't take but 3 minutes, 2 minutes. It really does not take that long to clean out. I have 3 cats, 3 litter boxes, 3 very large litter boxes, to be honest, because they don't keep their own litter box. They all just want to go in one box and then ignore the other 2 clean ones. So yes, again, clean out your litter box daily. Give them fresh water daily. And the same thing, I kind of do the same thing for my tarantulas. I give them fresh water daily, and then I'll water down their substrate roughly about every 3 days, because again, my room is very you would think it was a desert, because it dries everything out, especially in the winter. And I believe that's because of me running so many fans. And we have somebody who wants to come join. Great. Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing good today, Cracks. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Oh, you're smiling. You're smiling.
Yep, and I went to the barber yesterday.
That's great. You look good.
Thank you. And I think I'm still keeping it long on the top because I'm thinking about growing it for charity again, but I just had to let them trim the dead ends.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that way the hair is a little bit more healthier, and I'm not subject to split ends and breakage.
Not like me.
I don't know whether the hairdressers in Sweden have been open or closed during the pandemic.
Oh, we've been open, but the thing is, the stores are limited to how many people they can have inside. Some restaurants are only allowed to have 8 people, so they're not even really to have anybody sitting inside. They're so you call up, you grab your food, and you leave. That's about it.
Right. Kind of like takeout, in other words.
Yep. Which is kind of sad, because it eliminates. We have, like I said, we have a few days designated for certain types of food.
Right.
We have Friday for tacos, so most people would go out to have tacos with their family on a Friday.
Right.
And you can't really do that if you're not allowed to sit there and eat. So, question, Eric, I got a question for you.
What's that?
What kind of pets do you have?
Don't have any pets right this moment, unfortunately. I used to own 2 Shar-Peis and a Chihuahua when I lived at my old house.
Oh wow, you had Shar-Peis?
Yeah, but I think both of them, are not around anymore, because they were of that old age, and we went to the vet just to go ahead and let them be put down. That way they didn't have to suffer, because I think they were arthritic, and one of them that we'd had put down 2 years prior had a really unsightly cyst on her hind leg.
Ooh.
But it didn't look like cancer.
Poor baby.
But Well, the Shar-Peis live about 12 to 13 years at best.
Oh wow, I didn't know
And
they
then the
lived that long.
Chihuahua, I had to, yeah. Well, the Chihuahuas can live a lot longer, but the Chihuahua I basically kind of had to surrender her because I couldn't afford to keep her.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
But hopefully another family adopted her and kept the Leia name. It was like named after Princess Leia from Star Wars.
That's awesome.
Right. Well, and I know I usually do my usual routine, like when I'm talking to you on your shows. I guess I'm the Exotics Radio's resident cook.
Yes, you are.
Steak. I had to cook them in the oven, and I seared them stovetop. And I've also got some shrimp, and I buttered them and and seasoned them. And I've got some broccoli in the microwave.
I just have to come over to your house and just stay.
I think you'd probably eat good with me.
That's the thing is because I have an issue when especially with my art. If I have art to do, I focus on that. It's very hard with my tarantulas. So I set alarms for my tarantulas, but with my cats, that they don't want me go past any type of feeding time. I think they make up their own on certain occasions. But
right.
What I thought was amazing was the fact that I'm so focused. I don't take the time to actually fix food, so the microwave becomes my best friend. And I've gained so much weight because of that, and so now I'm trying to eat healthier.
Right.
And I still can't do it because I was just so focused on. I'll just go hungry. I'm like, I'll just put it off, and then I'm like, yeah, oh look, it's time to go to bed. Well, crap.
Right. Well, the microwave is good for a lot of things, but the only thing the only drawback about it is like certain foods, it really dries it out. Like leftover chicken, you're better off reheating that in the oven.
I never thought about reheating it in the oven. I always reheated it in the microwave, but you're right about that.
Well, the fried chicken, because something about the microwave just dries it out, and it tastes kind of rubbery.
Yep, absolutely.
So just put it in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes, either on 350 or 375, which is that's degrees in Fahrenheit. So you'd have to translate that to Celsius.
Oh, that's easy. That's called Google.
Yep.
Now, one thing my mom taught me a while back was how to rescue pizza. And so what we do is we put our leftover pizza slices in the freezer, and then we would thaw them out in the oven. And believe it or not, they wouldn't. If you do it in the microwave, the crust gets soggy. But if you do it in the oven, for some reason, the crust doesn't get soggy. So it's like, oh, this is it's almost fresh. It's like, I like this.
I got a whole pizza in the freezer right now that it's deli style, but it's not even been cooked. But the freezer is good at preserving it. But then all I'd have to do is just pop it in the oven. But I've got to adjust the cook time accordingly, or I've got to put it in the fridge overnight to thaw.
Nice. So yes, this should be Comfy Pants Wednesdays. How to rescue food. This should be food talk, not exotic talk.
I know we went way off topic today.
Oh, absolutely. It's all right though. It's not too many people here, and it's okay. It's healthy.
But I know you enjoy having friends like me on to shoot the shit with. So.
Absolutely. It's very hard to host a show by yourself. You ever want to know why so many podcasters have a co-host with them?
Yeah. Some of them can naturally host on their own, but of course, if you look at the old man, he's lucky to have me and Dina Joe on regularly, and Slightly Serious is lucky to have me and Pertwee and Lady Me and Robert and Jeremy from Cummings' Culture there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then Laura, I know she's made a lot of friends on her Communication Station podcast.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I do miss. I will say I miss the people, the regular listeners from Podbean, but I don't miss the drama on all that. Especially I peek in there once in a while. as a Podbean guest, and I can't do it. It's become so. I
Right.
hate to use the word toxic, but that's exactly what it is. It's become so toxic. It's not fun.
Well, you already have had a few other Podbean friends leave over there in protest. A couple of them, like Kai, moved over to Twitch. And then I know Truly, is kind of focused right now on the VOP platform, and I think we're already exploring trying to get more people to come over to VOP, and because I know we've had like the share drama, including like trolls coming in that have been previously blocked, but somehow they're able to still infiltrate that, which that shouldn't be allowed.
Well, there's a will. There's going to be a way.
Yeah. But then you had that Bards FM guy, come out of nowhere. He seemed like he had a good podcast if you saw his following, but if you got to listening to him and done some research on him, you would find that the guy behind Bards FM, Scott Kesterson, is really not all that he's cracked up to be.
Oh no.
Because and here's a true story about Scott Kesterson. He scammed a terminally ill cancer patient back in December 2017 out of $12,000, and this is a cancer patient, mind you, who later died, and I think the cancer patient's family never, recouped that $12,000 he stole.
Oh no.
And I don't see how a man like that could call himself a man of God and steal and rob people blind like that.
No, that's actually horrible. Nope.
That's probably somebody you don't want to associate with.
Absolutely not. I stay clear of it. That's one of the reasons why I find the joy of YouTube. I don't have to deal with any of that. I have my channel.
Well, right. And then, of course, Chuck and Billy still do their Not Your Cup of Tea show, but you knew him for the longest time under his Sinister Breed identity.
Yes.
I mean, I think his Inside the Morgue series is kind of taking a back seat right now, but hopefully he'll get back to that eventually.
I hope so too, because it was a good show.
Oh yeah.
My whole goal is to try and get people to come and see the Exotics Radio, to come see the YouTube part of it, because I mean you have a huge, a much larger audience.
No, that is true.
A larger chance to have a bigger audience, and the topics here can range from everything to everything, as long as you keep it clean. Just keep it clean. Don't use the F word unless you're not monetized, and then you can say all you want. If you're not worried about being the monetization, you can say whatever the crap you want. But the problem is with me is I record, even from here, I clean it up, and I put it on Spotify. So I try to keep it as clean as everything as possible.
Well, I mean, and when I just used that S word a while ago, I know you'll probably have to bleep that out because that's kind of looked at as like the 7 dirty words you can't say on TV here in the States.
But the thing is, here in Sweden, you can. I mean, we drop the F-bomb left and right. So it's like...
in Australia and over in Britain, they use the C word like nobody's business, but here in America, we find that C word extremely offensive.
And I think that's also part of the culture. Because, true. I mean... like I said, curse words here, I mean, it's nothing for a child to drop the F word. But the thing is, it's not that we don't care. It's just we know when they become an adult, they're going to use it anyways.
True.
Here's the difference. How are they going to use it? Are they telling their parents to go F off or something like that? Then that's not okay. Then we reinforce the whole point of you want your cell phone, right? No, you're not getting a cell phone or games or anything like that. You're not going to be spoiled to be able to curse at your parents. So we don't want anything like that. What we want is so there is discipline. But if they hurt themselves and they drop the F-bomb or something like that, we don't care. So that's why when we hear it on the radio, we just
I agree that it's a cultural thing, and then some cultures, like you will find people who are unfiltered in that way.
Yep. And that's another thing. So I was asked the other day, what is going to be the future of Exotics Radio? and what are we going to be doing. Just to get back a little bit back on topic. I'm going to keep the Comfy Pants Wednesday and Have a Drink with Me Friday. But what I'm also going to be doing is I'm working with this particular soundboard to try and get live music implemented. So it will be exactly like an actual radio. So you get to hear your segments. And then your radio.
But I don't know if your Fat Cat Radio music show project is kind of taking a back seat right now.
No, actually, no. What we're doing is that's all recorded.
You're not doing it live cast style.
Oh no. I can't because we've got voice actors for that. It's not me that's getting. They're using my name and then they hired me as a voice actor, so I'm getting paid for that. And
you're associated with it, in other words.
Exactly. But there will be different segments with different voice actors for that. So, and that is, since it's actually recorded, that has a whole different. But it's not just Epidemic Sounds that we're using. We're also using other places for license of their music. So again, that's got a wider range and everything else. It's just. Epidemic Sound has been associated with Exotics Radio as well as Fat Cat Radio. So I can use the Epidemic Sound. The other ones I'm not really allowed to use for the Exotics Radio part. It's in my contract. Thought I'd never will say that again. But one thing about Fat Cat Radio, the Fat Cat Radio, and since there's not too many people, and I'm pretty sure not too many people are going to listen to this, there will be visual to it. So you're going, like I said, when our first show finally finishes recording, they're going to clean up the first show that we did and release it. I'll send you a link. It's actually it's impressive and amazing at the same time, as well as freaky and scary. I'm like, was that me? Do I actually sound like that? I don't like that. It doesn't sound anything like me. But it's fun on top of that. So again, Fat Cat Radio is a complete different entity. Even though Exotics Radio and Fat Cat Radio are associated to each other because they're both my creations, Fat Cat Radio has actual financial backing from another source. And not only that, they pretty much take primary ownership, considering except for the namesake. So I'm getting, they've pretty much leased it, I pretty much leased it to them. And then for 1 year's contract, we're going to see how well it does. And if it does really well, we'll talk about renewal. If it doesn't, then they'll drop it, and I get to keep some intellectual rights, but then I'll have to pay them royalties if I decide to continue with it. So. Oh, you've muted yourself.
Or if you continued over on the VOP network after, say, that contract is up, or they...
There, maybe?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, there we go.
Oh, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
But there also lies that possibility, that if that you could always move it over to the VOP platform if the current platform you're on with that doesn't work out. But I don't know if like there would probably have to be some kind of negotiation if you decided to expand or move.
Yeah, no, like I said, Fat Cat Radio is something that is I have to take care. I would have to
still there?
Basically. Yes, I'm still here. I would have to take care of with my basically I'd have to hire a lawyer and then figure all of that out. But with Exotics Radio, I outright own Exotics Radio, so that's why I can come on here with Exotics Radio. But Fat Cat Radio, I can't go out and do my own thing with Fat Cat Radio. I have to actually be on my schedule, record on my schedule. And like I said, they got all the editors. They got the editors. They've got the cleaners. They do basically everything out of my hands. So, except for the writing, The writing of the script is for for
There's
what I was hired for.
certain rules you have to follow.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. But again, as a you want to say a host or a DJ, I'm in charge of my own on that one. So for that particular character, but I have to get it cleared first before I do anything. And if I can't keep up that end, then they'll hire a writer or have one of their writers do it for me. But I mean, it was a long, lengthy process. Had to get a lawyer for it because I looked at the contract and what am I looking at? It's like, oh, I have no clue what any of this says. And I understand the language it's written in. I just don't understand it. So, that's one thing. Oh, I see an orange package. What is the orange package? What is that? Beer? Oh, you're moving around. Oh, there it goes. There we go. Hi. I see you again.
Yeah. Make sure you like the context of it, in other words.
Yes.
That's a box with like ramen noodles in it. I was having my phone propped up on the table.
Okay. The thing is with what's going on, I've noticed what's going on. There's a lag between the video and your voice.
I think you might be on a little bit of a delay or something.
Yeah, I think there is.
Because I notice that when we're talking.
And we've just had another person enter. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Exotics Radio. I just wanted to say hello. We're talking about anything and everything today because it is Comfy Pants Wednesday. And
I need to go get my phone charger.
And we figured out there's a slight delay between what's going on with Eric and his visual, or it's either
having
his
to walk
end or
into my
mine.
bedroom.
So yes, there's a huge difference because I would say like 3 or 4 seconds ago I just watched you walk into your bedroom. Now you're drinking your drink.
I don't know. I would hope something with the algorithm ain't doing that.
No, I think it's StreamYard. I think it's what's going on is StreamYard. Sometimes seems to be refreshed, and I honestly, as being the host, I can't really refresh it. So it's like, crud. I've noticed it's been happening quite a lot, and I don't know if it's between what's going on with YouTube or not. So I don't know if it's a YouTube thing. I don't know if it's what's going on with that. So. There we go. I think it's finally catching up. Because it's starting to the video is starting to skip a lot, and then the sound's starting to actually match up. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's what's going on with Fat Cat Radio. Fat Cat Radio.
My internet connection looks pretty good. Just having to charge up my phone.
No, it's not that. I think it's the. I think there's a slight delayed voice as well. Because like again, I'm answering questions, and then I find myself answering questions again. It's like
and I'm also just mentioning on food, of course, broccoli, shrimp, and steak.
Yeah, see now I'm watching your lips move, but I can't hear you. It's so lagged.
Right.
Oh, I can't have a decent show without something. It's a technical difficulty that listen, it's me and technology. I touched something happened, and then it's like nope. It died. It's my curse. Oh, by the way, your sling, your baby tarantula has molted again. By the way, I'm just gonna point that out. So they're doing well. They've got all the markings now.
Oh yeah.
Getting some size. They're the size of a thumb, so the top of your thumb, anyways. So they're actually getting pretty cute. Just a weirdo.
Hmm.
So now I'm just waiting for your
Right.
voice and video to catch up again. I love the awkward silence. It's so hilarious.
I mean, I would hope that can be corrected, or unless there needs to be like an update on StreamYard's end,
No, what it
or if they're
is
wanting me to download an app, but I really don't have enough memory on my phone for that.
no, that's not it. It's on my end. I'm betting it needs to be refreshed. They have done a recent update not long ago, and I'm guessing that's what it happens to deal with, because it's not just my show. When I was on Spider Mom 1978 not too long ago, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday actually. She had a birthday, and the same thing happened to her while her husband was on, and then other people started coming out in sync, and then as people were coming and going, the videos were starting to come in and out. So it was like. Again, I'm 100% certain it's Steve.
Like, but the only thing I'm having to apologize for, like the.
Yes. So yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just StreamYard having issues. But for the future of Exotics Created, like we were talking about, I know exactly what I'm going to do now is on Coffee Pants Wednesday, just have an Exotics talk. Try to get a feel for what the audience has, what they want to listen to, what kind of questions they might have for the pets that they may or may not own, as well as just what we're doing right now. Because I would like to implement other elements to the show. You know how the Exotics Radio is. It's not just focused solely on tarantulas, even though that's what I own.
Well, and then that story I put in the YouTube chat earlier of the mama cat nursing the baby hedgehogs, that's a story you've got to read up on, and because I think that is probably very puzzling in the animal community.
Looking that up right now because I want to. Holy crap, she really is.
No, right? I mean,
it's not just one cat. There's several that do it. What?
I mean, I'm like, how is that even possible?
Conditions must be met right. I mean, it's like the mama cat who adopted the chickens, the baby chickens. The conditions had to have fell together to be right. And so what it was, with the chickens, she had just during this big storm. And mind you, this story comes from the UK. For those who don't know, the story has been around quite some time. So I'm just using this as an example. What had happened was she had lost her kittens during this big storm. They didn't find any survivors. They think I think they found maybe 1 or 2 kittens that had passed away because of the storm itself. And at the same time, these chicks were being born. So her mother instinct kicked in immediately. So she imprinted herself on the chicks. Mm-hmm. And she kept the chicks warm and stuff like that. Well, chicks don't need milk to survive. They just need the warmth. So she's perfect for that. After the storm, they came out and they found this mama cat taking care of their chicks. And they wanted to separate the two because they thought, her natural instinct to try and eat them might actually finally kick in. She might finally come to realize that these babies are not hers, and they need to actually. She might actually come and eat them, and that never happened. So what happened was she became very distressed, and the chicks became very distressed. So they put them back together. They were very happy. And then she kept trying to take care of them as they grew, because, as you know, chicks grow faster than kittens. So she was chasing around the chickens and trying to keep them together. It was hilarious. And then eventually, of course, as they got much bigger, and she couldn't do it anymore, and she realized, and so they spayed her, and of course the farm family, the family farm, whatever you want to call it, adopted her, and have now been taking care of her ever since. So.
Right.
So it had a very happy story, with a very, very happy ending. But it was just funny to watch the cameraman, the newscaster, trying to do this story, and this actual cat is chasing down chickens to try to herd them together.
Kind of like a sheepdog, like
Yes,
herding like sheep.
yes. If you guys, if you look it up, it's cat adopts. Actually, here, let me look it up and see if I can find the link, and I will link it. Mama Cat, well, apparently this is the only one. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, cat and, it was ducklings. Sorry, it was ducklings, not chickens.
Oh.
Um, I could have sworn it was chickens, though, because it looked like chickens. If I remember correctly, it was chickens. I just gotta
Right.
find it. I know what it is. I that's not the story I'm thinking of. Okay, so that's not the story I'm thinking of. Nope. This is it happened in the UK. Cat adopts chick, bunny, and puppy. That's not it. I've seen the chicken adopt the kittens before as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was funny. Because that also was all right. I have to go straight to YouTube to look this up. All right, great. How to adopt baby chicks. Oh, so it wasn't ducklings. What? No.
Now I'm just coming over to grab some more shrimp.
Did I have it backwards? Was it ducklings? Yeah, it was ducklings. Okay.
Well, that they come from like they're like eggling creatures, of course.
I know. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It wasn't the UK. It was Ireland. There we go.
Ireland.
So it was the ducklings. Cat adopts ducklings. There you go. Happy endings. I like happy endings. We got to do more happy endings. There's so much crap in this world. We have to do the happy endings.
Uh-huh.
And then there is
Right.
the chicken that adopts the chicken that adopts the kittens. So what they did with her was they hand fed the kittens and then left them with the mama hen because she was quite warm. She's very nursing. So they went out every day to feed several times a day, because baby kittens can't survive on their own. They fed them, and she raised them, and of course, it stressed her out that they were going everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Adopts. And this happened 2 years ago. See, because there's plenty of times where the mother hen, because you could see a lot of hens adopting kittens, because in the farm that's exactly what happens. Here we go. I think this is the actual story that I see. I could be wrong. Because there's so many stories. Because so many farm cats get lost, storms happen, and so the mama cat gets ran off. What happens to her kittens? Well, if you're in a warm area and you got a brooding hen, she's gonna adopt everything. Hens have been known to adopt kids. So there are a couple of good stories, goodwill stories. Also, Eric, just to give you a heads up, we are going to be ending the podcast in 5 minutes.
Yep. I mean, I've really certainly enjoyed us hanging out today. But I know I try to make it a point to at least come and see you as often as I possibly can.
Yes.
Yes. Hopefully we can convince Dina Joe and the old man and Grammy to come by and see you again.
Oh, that'd be great. Because I can't really get on Podbean without becoming a guest for Podbean. And then because I have had a previous account with them, they want to advertise to me consistently about getting my account back. It's like they know the IP. I don't know how they do it, but it's like, no, please stop. I don't know. So every time I go into a podcast, I have to hit no, then confirm no, and then get in. And then halfway through the podcast, or randomly, I'll get a message that says, "Would you like to?" It's like, no.
Really, what you could do, Crux, is you could, like, with a secondary email address, you could sign up for like a secondary account there, but you could probably call it like Talking Corner or Exotics Radio 2.0.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I could probably definitely do that.
Because, and how we've had like the trolling issue going on Podbean. Podbean has really made it so easy for people to create multiple like troll accounts. But those that are, engaging in that inappropriate trolling behavior of like harassing people and wanting to cause drama, I just don't see how Podbean, allows it to go on and doesn't go through the step of tracing their IP addresses and try to get a profile of who's doing it.
Yeah,
and what shows they're associated with. That
exactly
is condoning it.
That's exactly it. That's one of the main reasons why I left. I was paying for something I wasn't able to use because the trolls would make a false claim against you. They didn't vet the claim at all. You had to fight it. And first of all, Podbean didn't tell you if you were banned. They just did it. So and it wasn't an actual ban. You were still able to use the tools, but they weren't telling anybody that, oh, by the way, you're open, you're up. So my listeners went from roughly 30 people down to 5 because of this.
Uh-huh.
And then there's many times where I just outright banned. So it was so infuriating. I was like, nope, I'm not spending my money for this. If I'm a paying customer, take care of it.
That's something that worth checking into, Cracks. That way you're able to still like come on to Podbean and you can still like call into some of the shows like Ralph and the old man, who I know you're still like very good friends with.
Is Ralph still around? Because his Instagram has been, it just says Instagrammer. It doesn't say.
And you don't have to pay a hosting fee on that one.
No, you're right.
I mean, he's on Discord and Twitter. I know that much. I don't know if you have his Discord handle or not.
No, I don't. I keep. I wasn't really close to him.
But I can be sure to pass along a message to him, letting him know that you asked about him.
Oh, absolutely! Please do so. Because he was one of the. When I first came to Podbean, I would say he was one of the few people who opened with open arms, accepted. Said, "Hey, go check them out."
Ralph is like.
Oh, there they went. They decided the internet decided to say no. It froze. So let's see if he comes back. If not, we're going to be closing up. Eric, you still there? Do you need to follow the link in the description? Let's see if he comes back. If he does not, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And that might be it, ladies and gentlemen, because he has not come back yet. Let's see if the internet has decided to say the internet god. Let's see if the internet gods have said no. I think the internet gods have said no. So I want to say thank you everybody for. Oh, there he. Device not. There he is. Add to stream. Oh, slow loading. So slow. It's slow. There you are.
I had to leave out of my browser for a minute to go in Discord to send you Ralph's
Oh, okay.
like Discord handle.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you very, very much.
Because I'm sure he'd gladly accept your request, of course, and I'm sure he would also enjoy hearing from you.
Oh, speaking of people we haven't talked to in a while, guess who I talked to today?
Yep. But I know you're probably getting about ready to wrap up here in just a minute.
Well, but first, let me. Roxanne.
Is it Roxanne?
Yes, I talked to Roxanne today.
Yes. Oh, I wonder how she's doing.
She's doing well. Her channel's blowing up, though. I remember when I first saw her, she had about almost 5,000 followers. Now she has a little over 6,000 followers. So I had to give her some serious kudos there. So if anybody is listening to this, go check out Odyssey of Ascension, and go check out Roxanne's channel.
Odyssey of Ascension.
Yes.
Well, and hopefully you've extended her an invitation to come and see you here at Exotics Radio, either for Comfy Pants Wednesday or have a drink with me Fridays.
Yes, because she's.
Because I mean,
I
know you and her could really catch up and talk about old times.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Well, Roxanne is good people.
Oh, absolutely, she is. And she doesn't take bullcrap either. So.
Yep. I think in a nice sort of way, Cracks, I think you and Roxanne go back.
Yeah, no, she was. Oh, God, I haven't talked to her in so forever.
I mean, she's one tough cookie, that's for sure.
Oh yes, she is. She called herself a crazy B word.
Yep.
And then said she loved herself. I was like, yeah, that's Roxanne. I know that person.
Uh-huh. Yep.
But yeah, now I'm. He's like, peace. All right.
Oh yes. But I mean, it was great hanging out with you since you're probably getting about ready to wrap up. But look forward to seeing and hearing from you again soon, my friend.
Oh, it's good to see you, sweetie.
Love you much and peace.
Love you too, sweetie. Peace out. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. That was Eric. And again, as soon as I get my soundboard, then I can actually implement sounds. I'm still waiting for my soundboard. I need to bring in a technician for that. But again, thank you, everybody, for joining us for this evening. Sorry, there wasn't that much excitement going on. And that's probably because nobody called up and asked any questions. So next time we have a Comfy Pants Wednesday, feel free to come onto the show, ask your questions, whether it be complicated or not. And if it's about a food, we'll get Eric back on the line and we'll definitely have him explain some recipes because he is definitely an excellent cook. That man can make full meals out of just so little things, and he works magic. So we gotta show some love for that. So anyways, thank you guys for being here. And again, see you all later. See you guys Friday for Have a Drink With Me Friday. We are having Scott's Animal Adventures with us. And we're going to be talking about, of course, your favorite isopods. And I did not realize there were so many. So thank you guys again. Everybody take care and have a great evening. Or maybe morning, depending on where you're at. Love you guys, and just want to say thank you for being here. Hey, Noel.